Aloha, beautiful souls, and welcome back to the weekly broadcast. This is our special Monday production where we go through the energetics from Monday to Monday. So, welcome back to another round of the Quantum Plasma Stream Energy Report. My name is Merissa Indigo. I'm the founding director and head mystic of Divine DNA Blueprint Mystery School, and want to welcome you to the beautiful energies of December. This is a very big month, amazing way to wrap up quite a wild year for everybody. It's very important before we dive into the specifics to just keep in mind that this solstice, this winter solstice of 2024, is officially 12 years since the 2012 portal opened. Officially 12 years of integrating the photonic light when our planet moved into that frequency band of the photonic light. So it's taken this long to get this far. And it's pretty amazing when we reflect back on where some of us were in 2008, 2009 and 10, 11 and 12, just starting to hear about concepts like Lightbody, knowing that there was going to be a dimensional shift, a paradigm shift, and not knowing what the heck that could possibly mean, and really being beyond our imaginations. And here we are now, so we're kind of bending time, going back to the early teens of the 2000s to now, to 2024. So that just gives you a little bit of an idea of how massive these gateways are for our integration. With that, let's get into it. So welcome to the weekly plasma energy stream. This is the energy report that we share from an Akashic perspective, a universal perspective, sharing everything that we see, that we are going through as well, to really give you in live time support for your awakening journey. You could also say the ascension journey. There are many layers of perception to share and to kind of break down with you all. So we started off with that amazing, okay, wow, 12 years since the 2012. So there's the 12 again. We're going to see that number, and also the 3 of the Trinity quite a bit this month. This is a beautiful time for celebrating the beginning of the month of December. This transmission is for Monday, December 2nd through Monday, December 9th of 2024, sharing from different levels of consciousness perspective. So this week we were actually shown to go kind of in a line item of what's been coming up, because the energies are so vast with what they are sharing for us. We are going to actually start with more of the galactic flavor, or a cosmic description, being out in orbit, perhaps looking at the astronauts, right? The galactic, the visitors, the explorers, the final frontier, being in new territory. So we're going to kind of start with this initial perspective of arriving and orienting ourselves in these new earth frequencies, in the new earth paradigm, an entirely new frequency band of awareness, of consciousness, of potential, incredible access for us to work with and mold our realities like clay. But it all has to come from a heart-aligned, soul-aligned, very mature, graduated level of our mastery in order to really make the most of what is offered here. So with these Sagittarius energies, which we're going to be in for another 3 weeks, there really is that kind of cosmonaut and the galactic explorer energy, the space people, right? Our intergalactic and cosmic heritage and people of the stars, just these beautiful terms to just expand, so that we're bringing in that seemingly infinite expanse of space when we think of space and deep space, but being here on Earth, right? So really balancing that expansion with also being anchored here on Earth in the sacred Earth. So if you think about landing on a new planet, right? So you've got your ship, you probably have some maintenance on your ship, and there's a lot to adapt to. New atmosphere, new oxygen, new laws of gravity and functioning. Essentially, we're learning to land within ourselves. So it's an internal process to arrive into this frequency. And you can kind of think of the body vehicle, the Merkaba, as the spaceship, if you will. So your physical body is also your ship, your vessel here for time ship, time space, Earth. So arriving into this frequency begins through the body. We've conceived of it and conceptually played around with these ideas mentally and dreamed about them. Now it's time to bring it into the physical shift. We have a lot of work here offered through the years on this channel. This channel is like a mystery school channel. It's a subset of the online mystery school with a lot of beautiful wisdom and transmissions for you to explore and just enjoy in your own way and take how you will. So we talk a lot about the body process and how landing into the body first is the initial step to actually landing onto new Earth. First, you have to live in your body, love your body, feel good about it, love it consistently, take good care. It is your vehicle for awakening. And so first, you have to have a positive association, or working towards that, being open towards that. So not disassociated anymore from the body. And then also with the continual embracing of the gift that it is to have a body, and acknowledge and really bring in this sacred awareness that this is a gift from the planet to be here in the body. It's a gift from Gaia herself, our crystalline star planet. And some other words for her: Gaia or Terra Nova, many beautiful names for our ascended planet, frequency of the ascended planet: Velatropa, Gaia, Sophia. So many names for a new earth. Eartha. Keeps going and going and going, right? Tiamat. This higher dimensional frequency of consciousness and abundance and love, the golden rule for all. And so this frequency of the new earth is also about what's called the golden race. DNA activations, the golden rule. It's heaven on earth for all. All are very powerful creators and get to choose their experiences in alignment with their highest. So you'll be noticing that you're operating in a parallel reality to somebody else. You're going to look over at someone in the same room, even in the same employment, or you're out on the freeway, someone in the car next door, and you're going to see, based on what you're observing between yourself and the other, just as a visitor would, right? Observing the life forms here and the contrast and the similarities as well. Wow, we are really all truly in our own universes here, in our own consciousness. And we're kind of parallel playing next to each other, interacting with each other. We're in each other's orbit, but everyone is an island. Everyone is in their own universe, in their own belief system. So the thoughts and structures of the consciousness make up the universe. And so it's really this process now of acknowledging that and seeing ourselves as space people in a way, you know, coming into a new frontier, exploring an entirely new playground of a reality from a quantum perspective, a multidimensional perspective. And so then we're honoring ourselves and one another. And no need in this dimension to defend our reality or explain our reality. No need to ask others to do that. It's a very sacred, honoring, looking at someone and their choices on their soul path and acknowledging that. That's beautiful. That's your path. I'm on my path. Really honoring, respecting one another, loving and seeing one another unconditionally, regardless of the differences, or perhaps you're aware of like, well, I wouldn't choose that. So you might be observing this, but then there's a greater part of you, the part of infinite intelligence that's like, well, that's fine. It doesn't really matter. It has nothing to do with me. I'm doing my own thing. So it's really marching to the beat of your own drum and celebrating that freedom, the freedom codes for all to do the same. So there's a great deal of deprogramming with the social consciousness, an elevation and expanding the higher level awareness, bringing compassion and activating what we call the sacred village or the crystal village templates. So this is one of the crystalline attributions of this month and the gates here. So the crystal village templates is where we're really seeing one another as brothers and sisters, right? It's all soul family. Everyone is walking home, and there are many routes, and we honor this. There are many paths, as unique as each individual's fingerprints, and it's a very sacred and individual experience for every person. So there's no more judgment. And then we're also finding that in our own orbit or gravitational field, you're going to constellate or form constellations with others that are in a similar frequency or on a similar wavelength, where you have commonalities of things that you want to create or visions that you see. So it's coming together to activate also the divine architect. So you continue to call out more individuals to collaborate with, play with, have a lovely time, that have a similar vision or mission that you want to build new earth realities with. And for a lot of the time, this is individual because we are forming our new being, our new core identity as a unified state. So we have our own individuality, passions, interests, talents, and what we're getting really excited about, what we're seeing at a visionary level, part of the shift. And that takes a while to develop. So depending on what phase you're in, you could be strictly in more of the internal development phase, and you take years away from really having close relationships with others, or you have a few quality social relationships to support one another in the process. So you're not completely isolated, but you may find that isolation is a lot more of a theme for you as far as having a lot more quiet time to be and to receive. Conversely, it could be the opposite, where you're just finishing a phase like that and now you're ready to branch out and support and assist humanity and showing awesome information and new ways, you know, living as a light being. What does that mean for you? So you're assisting and bridging the awakening for other waves to follow behind. So there are many waves of people in their different processes here. If you look at everything like the quantum playground, well, you're going to have equanimity and harmony first individually as a being comfortable and loving with yourself and really knowing yourself and having that sovereignty, celebrating your individuality, then coming together, right? Because then we come together in a very beautiful and strong and pure way that doesn't have ego or power dynamics or any of the BS that can make it so challenging. Try to have functional relationships, and not only that, but conscious collaborations with others to build things where the energy is constantly flowing between all the people. So it's really a beautiful example of collaboration, right, versus a domination or a controlling energy. So you're going to start to find your tribe where it's easy, where it's lovely, and it really takes you to the next level as far as how you can relate to other souls here and collaborate and build things, be innovators of the new age on many levels. So before we go into the outer realm of social sphere, again, it's the inside job first, coming into the body first to land on the frequency, get stabilized, get a feel, then starting to go outside of yourself and interact with others, other life forms here in this dimension. The initial landing, the inside job, is what we're going to talk about first. First landing in your body, then you're going to start to have these clearings of what's going on in the body. Part of embracing the body is where are there flaws or imperfections, experiences you've had, stories you've had, things you'd like to change or have better. And you want to make sure that you're not critically picking, yourself apart. But let's say all of a sudden you've landed in your body and you're seeing that there are health imbalances. We have low energy perhaps. A lot of us have low energy from the intensity of the old paradigm, how much we had to put energetically just to function, because the linear functioning is actually pretty exhausting. It uses a lot of electricity. Very, very tiring. We're not supposed to actually work that way and try to push it out of one faculty. So a lot of us are having nervous system integration, working with the vagus nerve, learning to live as energy, healing and slowing down. So there's a whole new lifestyle coming in, the slow movement. The rest is productivity too, philosophy and lifestyle. So no more of the grind, because we realize that that's not sustainable. So there's a lot of adaptations to how we relate to ourselves, our body and time, and how we move through space, what we're called to do now, where we're being called to put our energy into a greater focus, and also how we express ourselves, how we show up, what we do for work, the vocation and lifestyle choices. So it's really starting to open up and seeing new ways of what it means and how to become more of a light being. And you're going to be presented with opportunities constantly to review what does that mean. So we're making a lot of adaptations and changes, and we're starting to see that functioning as light in a physical human body is a very different experience than the old human experience in the old paradigm. So reviewing, what changes do I need to make? And you could feel that there's a lot of observing with others, also having to come to an impasse with others where you say, let's agree to disagree between ourselves and others who just have different levels of consciousness. And it's not personal, it's just energy, it's just frequency. It's, are we in a harmonic together, or is there discord and they're clashing? So there's a lot of letting go of where we used to be impacted or feel any kind of a reaction to someone or something else. It's becoming a lot more, as maybe Abraham Hicks would say, selfish, meaning that it's you and your universe aligning first, and then you function from there, and you bring that frequency of awareness to everything else. So you don't do anything else, go around anyone else until you're aligned in your vortex, in your highest state. So we're learning how to navigate. And one of the big phrases that we were hearing is the realization that we get to declare now with love and so much appreciation that no one or nothing outside of us actually has the power to remove us from our own peaceful heavenly nature inside, or you could say your kingdom, your crystalline kingdom, your beautiful divine universal state of living in the heart, in heart-centered beingness, which is deep peace and ease and grace. The words I got today, the land of enchantment, and it brings this mystical, magical, fantasy, ethereal, dreamy, Neptunian quality as we are writing the new story. So this week is also all about writing the new story from this perspective of coming from a distant place and dimension into a completely new realm, and how to function and adapt and learn and be open and soft to new ways. The land of enchantment, a beautiful, mystical, co-creative experience. It's beautiful. It's like a sacred fantasy sci-fi experience with gorgeous creatures and life forms, magic, and just so much life force with the planet, the plants, the animals, getting to be and exist and share and express as creator beings here, and sharing this joy with one another, sharing our creativity, our creations with one another. So it really is very sacred, very beautiful celebration of how we are offered the opportunity to live in our divine sovereignty, expressing our soul and our own divine genius as well, with where we invest our energy. Because wherever our attention goes, energy flows, right? We've heard that for so long. So this is part of the crystalline templates. There's a whole new template of ourselves interacting with our reality, and also society, and balancing that, how we function in society and how we're independent and unique, and then also part of a collective, and finding the balance of what's appropriate behavior in both of those. And then there's the nervous system, like we talked about. So then we're going to the energy now, the nervous system, the light body. So this is the next layer. And so I've been told it's very important to share what I was shown now. So the last year or two, the words have been, when it comes to keeping an eye, or being aware, I should say, of my light quotient, of how much energy I have, it's always been just don't go below 20%. You know, whatever you do, don't go below 20% with my light battery pack of my light quotient. Don't go below 20%, because when you start to go below that, you're getting into the red zone. You're starting to notice little things starting to bother you. You're a little bit more edgy, more easily frustrated, just feeling off, heavy, tired, crabby, or cranky. That's letting you know it's time for a nap. It's a very basic understanding of, oh, I'm not feeling my highest. I need to rest and regroup and reset myself. Start to notice these things, and it's like, ooh, it's time to re-up, you know? And maybe you're feeling snappy like I shared, or tired or heavy, or there's a tightness in the neck, tension in the body. There are many different indicators, so it's up to you with part of this body arrival process of your consciousness landing fully into your body, feeling safe and loving it and orienting, and also deconstructing, feeling constricted in a physical form. A lot of us have an issue with that, being in the body. We feel constricted. So that's a whole other thing. You have to expand that for yourself. There's many ways for you to receive the insight of what your energy levels are for your body, physical body, and also all of the different bodies. So there's mental, emotional, physical, energetic, all different forms to give you information about the state that you're in. And if you're getting low on wattage, you're going to feel it. You're going to feel the shift. So before it was always like, all right, as long as you're above 20%, you're going to be good. Well, now, today we've been told there's an amplification where there is more to hold. And that means we need to raise the bar of what our lowest is that we're willing to allow in order to maintain and sustain expanded levels of realities, bigger realities, right? We have to be able to hold more energy for that. So we all want to align with our dreams and our next level realities. So to match that, there has to be an increase in the light quotient of our being in order to align this in the physical level with that dream, the dream seeds. It's feeling how the dream makes you feel to think about it, imagining it as if, imagining yourself in that situation, in that dream reality. This is the imagineering. And then how we feel that magic of this new timeline in ourselves. And what does that joy or that sparkle feel like, that which we are envisioning? Really feeling, seeing, resonating with these dreams. And they could be basic things like, oh, I'm going to change my job or my living situation. You know, I'm asking my universe for a home, a house. So there's all kinds of beautiful dreams that are part of living your life, and what will enable you to have your highest aligned reality for yourself, family, children, your community, and for everything to function very lovely and nicely and harmonically at the next level. So there's a lot of changes to be made in the extensions of our being. This includes everything, all the tools that we're using, our technology, our cars. So all of the extensions of our physicality and the physical reality eventually need to be upgraded. And it's not that it's a brand new item necessarily. I personally love refurbished technology because I know it's just as good as new, but it's upcycled and it costs a fraction, you know, of a brand new item, and it's also not contributing to waste, but it's just new and an upgrade to what I've had before, if that makes sense. So where are we ready to expand more? And it's this kind of acquisition of expanding our reality. Well, we have to expand inside of ourselves to be able to even hold that. So first we dream it, we feel it, then we learn how to build up to it. And so what this means is all of a sudden we are observing the need for some massive lifestyle changes. And of course this is all a non-linear schedule. It's a quantum flow of a schedule. But we're being shown like, okay, instead of having 16-hour days nonstop doing, because you love it and you love grinding, which is great, some days you're going to have a half day because it's going to take more time and energy to align yourself and to refuel your light because you're using a lot more. You need to put in a lot more. And so you may need half the day or more to feel really good, to get to your highest inside again, to take care of your body physically, move the energy. Maybe you need to do some emotional clearing, processing, releasing belief systems, stories from the body. This can be as simple as hiking for several hours a day. That's how I do it. So I call it a walk and talk, a walk and talk. And right now I get really bundled up because it's cold, so I make sure I'm really nice and warm and comfortable. I have water, I have snacks, I have everything that I need. And I love taking botanical photography when I'm out, connecting with the animals, and I'm away from screens and technology. And I'm consciously aligning my own energy fields, my grids, with those of Gaia. So in an organic field again, right? Not in a square box in a building. Part of my expansion is consciously putting myself into an organic, divine, crystalline field, aligning with the crystalline grids of New Earth, walking, anchoring that through all of my being. Breathing it in, you know, merging with the divinity of nature, forest bathing. So I'm literally breathing in this beautiful crystalline air. There's mist with the weather shifts right now as we get to winter here where I am in the Pacific Northwest. And there's the most beautiful microscopic little mist. And it's like these little dewdrops, very tiny, and they're kissing your face. So this crystalline mist is like touching your face and coating everything. And this is such a simple way of enjoying what just brings you truly just pure delight. So the key word is delight, meaning of light. And with this, what's magical and spontaneous and touching on nourishing the curiosity and the innocence of the inner child, right? So sparkle, having fun, laughing, not being so serious, right? Taking a break from the adulting and the responsibility, putting things down, not always allowing yourself to be bogged down by the task list. So you want to watch where you're a taskmaster or you're too strict on yourself. You always want to balance everything. This is also part of evolving our Saturn. We're having a lot happening again with Saturn, and you could feel sometimes kind of like under pressure, feeling constrained by time or perceived physical limitation, or just being in the earth plane and the density of how things take a while. That could be a little aggravating this week. You just want to continue to flow downstream, one day at a time, continuing to expand how we're functioning, being consistent, being devoted to your process and to showing up beautifully for yourself and others. But now there needs to be more of an investment of your own energy in yourself every day. So the self-care is going to another level. And it may not be this way every day necessarily, but you may notice periods where you're like, wow, I need more time away. I just cannot go below 80%. If I go below 80%, I will not be able to show up with the same caliber and also really have fun with everything and enjoying the process and also being in the flow. I won't be able to maintain the flow state. So I asked universe, how do I maintain 80%? And so I've been shown, well, there are going to be more lifestyle changes. I have to be sure to be consistent and in the body because like many of you, I'm very cerebral. I love being in the open, expanded states with the Akash, watching all of it. And that's happening in the higher mind. So I'm in the body, but I'm in the higher mind. And so we have to make sure that we are still moving, spending time in the body. This is where the Lightbody Prana Yoga comes in. It's a whole mastery course, 6-week reintroduction to your body as a light being. Very powerful codes of awakening and releasing stories and really coming into your body. It's a whole rebirth process of coming into your body again, from the feet and the ankles all the way up to the crown. And that's actually a course that's part of the membership on the Mystery School site if you want to check that out. If you're feeling that physical embodiment awakening happening and starting to be interested in the light body and wanting to connect with the light body, another option is look up the book, What is Light Body? On Amazon. Check that out. So there may be different processes of the embodiment that are starting to come up for you to start to explore, right? And there are so many ways to start to put energy in that direction to meet you where you are and like what's highest aligned for you. So we can maintain our highest frequency and therefore hold the dimensions of the higher realms with our being. So these are all concepts that I have been taught, if you want to say, by Lisa Transcendence Brown, and just understanding after years and years of being with these teachings, what does it actually mean to embody? We hear the words, you get a little bit of an idea, but the actual application comes and the understanding when the light quotient kicks on. And so everything's a process. It's just all about honoring wherever you are and that it's perfect. No comparison, no judgment, just continue to continue. Regardless of where we are, the process is very simple. Embodiment, if we break that down, embodiment, the word embodiment, it breaks down to emotions, body, the mente is the mind. So right there we have this, the Holy Trinity, emotions, physical body, and the mind. Then we have our heart and our spirit with that, and our energy embodiment. So unifying all the aspects of our being. This is where it's part of the daily check-in. How's my body doing? Am I in pain? Do I feel not well? Do I need to stretch or do I need a massage? Can I give myself a massage? What does the physical body actually want? What about your diet too, right? And water and supplements. Just see, are there any shifts? And then there's that video I put out about how to expand your energy fields just through simple practices like tapping or massaging your own head, pressing the eject button at the back of your neck where it connects to your skull, rubbing your own feet. All of a sudden, just doing these little practices, you feel really good and you can feel your body vibrating, you feel your energy again, you can feel flowing. And so you directly experience the reanimation of yourself. This is the physical body. Then there's the emotions. And so when you feel the reanimation of yourself, then the physical is handled. Now we're come to the emotions. How are my emotions? What am I going through? What am I watching come up in my mind and my mindset? And you do what it takes to come back into pure peace inside again through the heart, through the clearing. And some days it could take all day to clear depending on what it is that you were with. The next day you could, okay, I'm normal. I can go back to this normal schedule. whatever that means. And so it's all about finding the flow, doing the work to align yourself every day with your highest and whatever that means for you, wherever you are in your journey. All the subtle nuances of this process are cataloged here on the channel. It's a Living Mystery School subset of the actual online mystery school, so feel free to go through the library. There's amazing resources here to support you to connect with your emotions and the thought forms of mastery for entering New Earth. So we talked about the physical body and the mental and the emotional. Then there's the energy, the light body. So a lot more people than ever before are beginning to experience the light body, the physical upgrades of the embodiment of photonic light. And it's a form of radiation, if you want to say that, but it's not like the radiation that you're thinking of. The human stories about it, this is not Chernobyl. This is not any of those awful disasters on Earth that are artificially stimulated from people messing with chemicals and things like that. This is the metabolization of light, which can be most easily understood when we observe our plant kingdom friends and how they convert ATP, how they make energy from the sunlight with their own sugars. The own sugars in their body, they metabolize the light, and the light is their nutrient source. So we're beginning to open up to these capacities within our physical body. Every cell is a solar cell, and it charges this way too. So you can solar charge, we talk about that a lot, lighting it all up. As every solar cell is getting lit up by all of this photonic light, it's going to also illuminate anything that's discordant. This is also part of that physical body clearing. So what we're observing very powerfully to share is that this is all about operating on New Earth on a daily basis and really looking at that. What is the lifestyle of a light being? What does that mean for you? What are the changes that are required? And also the internal dialogue, right? Aligning yourself fully from the inside out. It's a full-time job, but it does get easier and you get better and faster at it. And it can be really simple if we don't overthink it. So it's very different than the human experience. Being a light being, you want to make sure you giggle a lot. That's a straight to the heart way of getting into the frequency through giggling. So comedy is very powerful. Laughter, helping make another laugh, laughter yoga, just being silly, being free that way is very powerful as well. And so you may be observing pressure and sensations of pressure right now in the evolutionary process where you're really feeling called to make changes and to evolve. Other pieces you're not sure yet. You could feel like, oh my gosh, I feel like I'm so close and I'm not there yet. I feel like I'm blocked. Just don't get hung up on feeling blocked. Just continue to allow it to melt. So you want to watch how powerful your mind is to fixate on something. This is a part of the diamond light codes, the pressure that makes the diamond. You want to relax, soften, and remind yourself, I'm on the path. And then you can ask if you really don't feel sure that you're on the path. Ask, what do I need to do in this now to honor this? Is there anything that I need to do for that statement to be true? Or is it true right now? No matter what, wherever, whatever I'm doing, am I there? Is there something else I need to do to focus or bring my energy back? We also have the amazing Antares portal that I talked about in the weekend update if you want to go deeper into these dynamics. So along with the light body activation, this is an incredible connection, a touching in with our atomic potential of the light core. Talk about the light body, now we're going to talk about the light core activating. And Antares is a massive, massive red star. It's said to be many times larger than our own sun, maybe something like 500 times the size of our sun, but don't quote me on that. It's just to start to feel how massive it is. Beautiful red star in the heart of Scorpio. And so for those of us who have done the soul retrieval series with Scorpio and Pluto energies, here we are. Again, elements of Scorpio still coming through for us to learn even more deeply about power. This is the first major initiation into the new earth. It's like, okay, well, you landed here, you're learning how to stand and function, and now you're going to learn about power and being a conscious creator being. And what happens if we go unconscious with that? Here we are with Pluto and Aquarius, still at 0 degrees, so the 0 point of the Pluto energy. We are all still learning about power through all of this, how to be comfortable with it, how to be operating responsibly with presence, awareness, respect. So we're not dominating, we're not controlling, we're trusting the higher nudges within of our higher self with regards to our behavior, any of the actions that we take, anything that's required to stay aligned with honoring this. Also not backing down, going small, being afraid of this power that we're shown that we have too. Trusting ourselves to be the creator beings of our lives. This is kind of one of those moments where it's like the slaves have been freed. Do they feel comfortable with that? Or would they rather stay? Because at least they know in slavery, they know what to expect. Very powerful transitional moment to take into consideration and to be really real with ourselves. So this portal of Antares happens every year at this time when the sun is going through the 9 degrees of Sagittarius. And it's for several days. So it's the 1st through the 4th really of December that we have this portal. The number 9, all about mastery. This is the ascended master components within ourselves, the Jedi masters, humanitarian, sacred leadership, very beautiful and inspiring themes. How are we being leaders in our reality? Creators, the architects, the blueprinting. So So this Antares portal, if you want to go deeper, I highly suggest that podcast. The key code to know about that is, so this is really the 101 of New Earth navigation and living, looking at all the components to share. So we talked about the galactic component, we talked about the body, the mind, the emotions, the energy, the light body. Now we're going to talk about power, which also goes with the light body. So this is our ability to attract and magnetize, to align ourselves through the pure heart magnetics as beings of love and integrity, honor, listening deeply, very humbly, remaining very close to the earth and grounded, but also very expanded as stardust in form here on earth, to align with our desires, align with miracles, to ask for miracles and the changes, to ask for the higher archangelic messages to come. So in this Antares portal, you have the opportunity to receive really beautiful insight and inspired ideas and solutions, removals or dissolving of what you perceive to be blocks. There's amazing opportunities if we'll just let go and surrender and ask, kind of seeing yourself as an empty vessel to receive the information, seeing the information pouring down from the higher realms to activate your archangelic aspect and to receive the higher archangelic messages. You have to ask. Remember, the angels cannot help unless we ask. It's very important to remember that we have to ask. Show me what amazing information you have that would support my journey and my dreams, and just start to go through it one step at a time. Whatever it is that you're witnessing right now, whatever you're dealing with, anything that's challenging you, everything that's amazing, and you want to feel good more, have more positive experiences and abundance. How do I align more with that? Antares, please show me. And this is one of the 4 royal stars. So this is the archangels. Antares is Archangel Uriel. Archangel Uriel. So Uriel. In addition to everything we were sharing about functioning and navigating here in the new frequency, which is so high, now we're going to tap into our call forth to see and feel and hear our angelic self, to function as our archangelic self. And there is a fierceness there. There's a mastery there. But it's very sacred and respectful and empowered and not powering over. You may see those dynamics happening with people right now, those that maybe don't know about Pluto, or they're new to the concepts of power. They're new to clearing the subconscious, taking their power back from stories, fears, narratives, belief systems that we have. They have been existing in them their entire life. That's a lot for people to suddenly be forced to deal with. And that's what's happening now with how intense the light is. So we want to offer compassion to all the different people, souls, generations going through a powerful activation with Pluto moving into Aquarius and whatever it's gone and lit up in their chart, the various themes. You're going to observe people all across the board, different levels, layers of awareness, what they have access to, what can they remember, what can they hold on to and practice, what is harder for them to remember. In the awakening, it's hard to remember the stuff we've read over and over again, right? It's hard to remember to apply in the moment. Oh yeah, let me just pull that Akashic teaching out. Let me just go to that book real quick and remember all of this transcendental philosophy, right? It's very challenging in the moment. And that's because we're clearing the density out from the body to invite in the higher functioning capabilities. And so it's a huge week. This is also where we talk about all the things that you observe within yourself and others. This is part of seeing that everyone is their own universe, right? And honoring that. And now we're going to go crystalline. So there's so much to be aware of in our mastery, opening up this end of the year, this last month. So it's all about multidimensional living. So I want to be sure to share everything I'm seeing and experiencing that's important or feels important to share to support you. So I know this is getting lengthy. Bless you for being here, if you're still here with me. So now we're going to go deeper into the crystalline application. So number 12, December, is ruled by the number 12, at least in the Gregorian calendar, which we're working in right now for humanity. This is another form of the Trinity. So we add the 1 and the 2 and we get the 3. This is also the 4th level of Trinity in this linear year model. And so we look at the year, the calendar, first 3 months, the second 3 months, the third 3 months, and now the 4th set of 3 months of the year, right? So we have 3, 6, 9, and 12. 12 is very powerful, very multidimensional, very purifying. And some call this the gateway of sacred remembrance, the sacred passage. For many, it's the 11/11 through January, February, March. Huge process of death and rebirth cycles and being reborn as a light being, as an angelic being, having your Christed aspects come online. Massive gateway. And there are going to be many, and have been many gateways that they open, they stay open, they keep building on one another every year. So you may notice with this crystalline, a lot of emotional experiences, releases, clearing, purification. Finally being able to let go of certain stories or painful memories, perhaps conditions, rules. It's more of the old paradigm, ejecting that from the body and the consciousness. This is a lot more root chakra clearing again. So there's a purification of the root happening with these Christed energies, the crystalline, very powerful to try to imagine it. Seeing the root chakra as this beautiful ruby garnet, bright bright glowing red, illuminated from within. So seeing your root chakra like this, and then bringing in rainbow chips. So little rainbow chips into that red root. Seeing this really purifying. So you're bringing the full spectrum of the rainbow light into the root chakra to assist to purify, also clear out any debris or cut off cords. Whatever imagery is visceral for you that you really feel the shift, and you can say, oh yeah, we're going to let that one go. Body, you have full permission to let that go. Release it fully from me now, piece by piece. So we do this story by story, experience by experience, memory by memory, trigger by trigger, just as it comes up in the moment. Anytime you're observing it. You could be driving and you see it, you're like, wow, I'm remembering that experience. Oh my God, I'm feeling that sensation in my body. It doesn't feel good. Well, guess what? You don't have to hold that. You say, oh body, thank you for showing me this. You can let that go now. We can release that now. We can dissolve that now. So this is crystalline purification. It's a process that takes a long time, very powerful. It's the Christed energy. It's a very deep love, divine love and compassion. And with this massive, intense heart opening. So just starting to see the heart as this infinite, beautiful cavern of chambers, caves spiraling forever, labyrinths. There's so many chambers of the heart. And a beautiful image you could see right now to activate is seeing the heart like a stained glass lantern with beautiful glass panes, perhaps different shades of colors illuminated from the inside. If you're familiar with the gorgeous Tiffany lamps and beautiful stained glass, you imagine your beautiful heart in your chest and there are hundreds of panes of glass and they're getting illuminated. Some have never gone out. They've always been illuminated. More are coming online. Some are not lit yet. So these pockets open as it is appropriate, so it's not too much. The deeper walls of the heart, as they start to open, we release deeper and deeper stories that were held in at the core and part of our formative years. So you want to think about remembering, reflecting the first 7 years of your human experience. There's a lot of imprinting there. This is part of that root chakra clarification of this Christed energy. And so you want to offer compassion to all of the suffering you've ever experienced and witnessed and allow it to leave your life stream. What you're witnessing, again, honoring the journey of the soul for yourself and for every soul, including your own and all of those that you see. So these Christed energies are very powerful. You could have some good rounds of crying and releasing. You may want to just be aware of this and have time set aside for some private time for the process of clearing and allowing yourself to make the most of opening up to the sacred witness energies, the clearing that's coming through you. This is an aspect of you coming online. Your Christed aspects are activating. This means deeper love than maybe you've ever felt. Perhaps definitely different love than you ever experienced from another human. Deeper compassion, so infinite compassion and grace. And this is where the Syrian masters come in from Sirius. A lot of the masters from Sirius that we're familiar with, this ascended masters like Mother Mary, Jesus Christ, Kuan Yin, Buddha, Melchizedek, a lot of these beautiful master teachers, you're connecting with that powerful energy inside and understanding that when deep love touches us, deep pure love starts to become more of a prevalent and consistent experience for us, there will be clearing. You will see and release what is not love. It can be very easy and simple, so you want to make sure you're not resisting or worried about it. You'll be able to handle it. Just ride the waves. It's just like surfing. You say, wow, thank you for showing me that. That is so profound. That really impacted me. And I'm feeling even more the unity consciousness, the oneness of myself with my fellow mankind, humankind. So I'm calling these sensations as they come up in the moment. I'm calling it a pinch. So for me, in the last few weeks of this clearing density from the body and raising my body's frequency, it's felt like a pinching in my gut, in my sacral chakra area. And so I just say, oh body, we don't have to hold on to that anymore. Thank you so much for showing me that. I don't like the way that feels. I don't resonate with it. I don't need to hold it. Thank you. Wow, that was held here in the data bank. And then you say, body, you have full permission to release that now. Release it. Release it. Drop, drop, drop. Drop out of the body. Oh, great. Okay, clear it. Oh, thank you so much. This is the process, everybody. So this week is all about living the dream, being consistent, being faithful, disciplined and stoic when required, but also managing that with softness, allowing yourself to stay elevated, expanded, keep opening bigger. Don't allow yourself to just stop. Oh yeah, that means this. This is this. What else? Keep asking, what else is here? What else is actually going on, universe? Show me how to expand my sight, to understand what this beautiful teaching is, this wisdom is. Then you dissolve its charge over you and you move on. So it's a rapid acceleration. Make sure to be kind to yourself, to others, taking very good care of your bodies. Journaling would probably be really supportive if that sounds like fun. Writing down what you're observing, giving thanks, because this is a very powerful stripping away process, a very rapid, accelerated process to continue to be stripped and freed of anything that weighs us down. And so the words that were coming through for what I've been observing, so I have been watching myself, my consciousness being pulled around, memories, associations, also with objects, conversations, different places places on the globe, places I've lived, people throughout my life, and observing as I go through that memory, like, ooh, that feels like a pinch. And so then I say again, okay, body, you can release that. That's not real anymore. That was an experience we observed, and we didn't realize we were actually carrying it around. So it's a huge energy clarification. Very, very powerful, very sacred. Just continue to allow this to happen naturally. This is clearing the Akash. This is part of clearing our DNA. This is a crystalline DNA. Pretty amazing, right? So it's a phenomenal week. And if more comes on that feels pertinent to share, I will be back here. We'll see how we flow this week. We've got some really exciting announcements. I have finally opened up the membership portal at the Divine DNA Blueprint Mystery School site online on Thinkific. We were shown years ago ways to creatively make the courses all more available and accessible. And so basically for the price of a quarter of one course, you have a month-to-month access to all of the courses. For anyone who's really wanting to deeply dive into the application of what is it like living as light, so a light being. So this is every aspect of our existence, from the physical experience, conscious breath, and working with energy, the elemental activation of the elements of our being, and the elements of creation, which are part of the physical reality here, connecting with the crystalline grids of Gaia, learning about grid work. There's Lightbody Prana Yoga that we mentioned. There's galactic activations, learning about quantum time, how time is a thought form. Essentially, the school is full of courses for the practical application of living as a light being from every aspect of our reality. And it's really fun. We also are going to have 2 monthly meetings every month as a part of this membership, where we get together live on Zoom. We have a group session. We discuss the energies, whatever is in divine flow together. And there's also a private members only community area to really go deeply into the material and share our experiences, our revelations in a very sacred, conscious manner of a communal sharing. So this is exciting. There's also many gifts here if you're new to my work, and in general, in the description box, there's activations and guided meditations, ebooks, all gifted, all free. Coming from the New Earth frequency, we offer a lot, right? A lot of gifts because we live from that gifting realm. The universe is abundant. So we offer resources for you at every level to meet where you are and what's the most appropriate for your investment of your time and energy. I thank you so much for joining me here. Enjoy this powerful week of investing in yourself and in your soul and exploring your New Earth realities in this new space-time. Make sure to spend plenty of time reflecting on your dream seeds. What are the next level dreams like? Look at it realistically. So for instance, if you know you need to replace your car, call that in. Whatever it is that you're seeing. Oh, this definitely needs to be improved. I'd like to fix or upgrade this, please, universe. So all the things that will positively impact your next level and your efficiency and your health, maybe a career change, a move, moving to a new place in your city or town, starting to see lifestyle shifts that are aligned as a light being too, right? So this is definitely a next level initiation. And for those who really feel called and excited and inspired to do the work, there is great reward. It's very exciting. Everything you do, the universe will meet you. I can promise you that from my own experience. Everything you put out, the universe will meet you. It's a very powerful time to be conscious and aware and to start to revel, celebrate your creative power and the grace that is here to support all of us in this new time, and to really share with one another that inspiration, that frequency, and enjoy your life just going along, being the little lighthouse that you are, that all of us are at soul level, emanating this frequency easily because it's who we are and we're lining up more and more and more. And we finally get to embrace that now, all of this. So thank you so much for joining me for this podcast. And this is a huge, amazing shift. Welcome to December. Enjoy the Antares podcast too that we put out over the weekend to learn about balancing power and coming from the new, higher aligned divinity within. Enjoy all the gifts and resources, and just don't forget to have fun. Don't forget to keep it light. Thank you all. Wishing you an amazing week, and I'll see you soon. Namaste.